Welcome to The Consumers. My name is Greg Warren. I'm here today with Tim Convey.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Tim. Sean O'Brien.
Give it up for the troops.
Yeah, Sean did it.
Thank you.
And a very, very special guest. He's a buddy of all three of ours. And he's our second guest on the podcast. His name is Josh Arnold. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Yeah.
You guys know
Thank
him
you.
from the Bob and Tom Show. He is a co-host there. He's a great stand-up comedian. And most importantly, he is our friend. He is also the ex-roommate of Sean O'Brien.
Former roommate.
Yeah. And that reminds me, Sean, this Saturday, you and me, 7th row center, Delamitri.
Yeah?
This was
Loved it.
that's a bit that Sean and I used to do when we lived together,
Yeah.
where one of us would just walk in and just say the night, where the tickets were, and then the name of the band. And we
It'd be like real, like.
real excited though. And it would be some band that's not necessarily like top tier.
Yeah, but like they have a hit song or something
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah.
at the time. Like, get ready, Sean. Eve 6. 2 weeks. Put
Who
it
I
on the
have
books.
seen, I would see again happily. I love Eve 6.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, not even picking on him. It was just like
Right.
just a randomness.
What did Delamitri have a hit song? What was it?
Roll to me.
Yeah.
Look
around your world, pretty baby.
I like that song.
Real strong.
Yeah, sure.
It's strong.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to go to a concert.
No, can you imagine?
Oh man, I thought that was Sister Hazel.
No,
What am I
Sister
thinking
Hazel
of?
is hard to say what it is.
I see. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm on track.
They're still in the game.
Oh, yeah, they're out there.
Yeah.
You're taking shots at people going to Delamitri concerts?
No,
Not at all.
Because listen, man, I bet they sell more tickets than all of us.
Hey.
Oh.
You know, like somebody's got to take a flyer to go see one of us.
Well,
You know, somebody's got to be like, hey, I don't know about this, but yeah, I'll do it. You know? And that's the same kind of person that's going to see Delamitri.
yeah, well, I would think people who go to see Delamitri at least know like 3 tracks from a and I mean, who's that's a rare person, I think.
Yeah, but there's probably a few.
I'm not saying they don't have a loyal fan base.
I bet they're not. I don't think they're active because typically those bands that are around, like you mentioned Sister Hazel, they come to town every now and then. They do a big cruise. Some of the other ones, but that one you'd know. So that means that they did whatever they created back then wasn't enough to sustain something now. But when that song was huge,
Yeah,
absolutely everywhere. And
Yeah.
that's one of those songs too. I believe is like 1 minute and 30 seconds long,
real short.
Oh, really? That
or
quick?
as Sean would call it.
90. We got
yeah.
to
But-
Josh on that.
190.
390 or whatever he said. Yeah.
So as a result, it just got cranked on the radio, and I bet people fell in love with it, then listened to the record, and I bet there's people out there who would gladly go see that.
Sure.
So if you play a song that's shorter, it's advantageous to you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Because you need, when you're filling an hour, when you're programming a radio station, sometimes you'll be like, ugh, I got a minute and a half. What should I do? Boom, Delamitri. Boom, All American Rejects. Boom, Neon Trees. Those are the short ones.
Really? Anything
Yeah.
else? Anything else?
Another one bites the dust. Wasn't that pretty fast for Queen?
Is that a short one? Yeah, I don't know.
I
Is
thought
It
was
might
like
be 3 or 4 or
Oh,
something.
okay. I thought
Yeah, that's on the long.
maybe Crazy Thing. One of them is like 2.5 minutes. That was in my.
Oh, Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Maybe that
feels like probably a short one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's advantageous. And Delamitri right in there.
Did you guys write a short one?
No. I
Really?
wish. We were very self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
All long. Ours had to be cut. There's different versions. So there's the album version and then the shortened radio version.
I know
where
I
you
cut them for my playlist.
Skip. I have some thoughts.
Cut them to the quick.
Yeah.
No, I think
Could have cut a little
I
more.
think my favorite Ludo song might be one of the longest. That Lake Pontchartrain.
It's on the longer
yeah,
side.
yeah. Yeah.
It's on the longer side. Not a radio thing.
That's
So
a pretty good song, actually. I think I paid attention for the first time this year.
Yeah.
I actually, it like rocks pretty hard.
Yes.
Right?
It's a really good.
It's one of my.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorites. We had Love Me Dead was the one that they played on the radio. We had
Yeah.
to cut it. There was a radio edit, and when we did the Tonight Show, we had to play the radio version of it. And when we were going, we messed up. So if you even now, if you see it, you see Andrew go, oh, because he
No way.
went into
Yeah.
the long version that we play every
time.
single night
Right.
for several years.
Yeah.
He just instinctively went into it, and it's like, oh no, we were supposed to play we were all kind of looking at each other, but in the moment messed it up. So they fixed the chord by the time that it aired so that he played the right chord, but you can see him kind of go like this, shake off the lyric and keep going.
Wow.
Yeah.
But when you see like a rock star shake or twitch in an odd way, you just go, oh, he's being a rock star.
Yeah, exactly.
So it can totally play.
Yes, right. No, he was angry at himself.
When it's a comedian, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. At least that's what I do. Then I just tip the stool over.
Yeah. Angry. Yeah.
I messed up.
I've seen that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early in your career. Josh did some whining early in his career.
Just storm out.
I mean, I don't know about whining.
Not one of them thought that they didn't find anything entertaining about that.
Why am I Woody Allen all of a sudden? Nothing. There wasn't one who.
I did my best up there.
Yeah, there was. I did say that. After one, I went nothing. No one in that crowd could find anything that I had to say interesting or funny. It was, and Craig just goes, "No."
Yeah, of course he did. You're having that lowest. Like, should I quit? Should I? What could possibly? And he smacks you.
Not true. That is totally not true.
Well,
that exchange.
Of all the times when you guys wanted to quit, I've encouraged you. Not to quit.
Yeah.
I've been nice to you guys when you really wanted to quit, and all of you have whined about quitting.
Did you ever?
Yeah, I thought about it, man.
I thought about it, or did you ever express verbally to somebody?
I'm
hey,
sure
man.
I expressed it a little more clearly than I just said the word express. I'm sure I told somebody. I'm trying to think. It was in those early working for Procter & Gamble, not working for Procter. I was working for Procter & Gamble and doing comedy. Yeah. And I was like sort of oscillate between, I think this is my career. No, I want to try this. And then, so whoever had to hear about it, they probably weren't comedians. It was probably more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think when I didn't do well on the last time of Last Comic Standing, I didn't say I was going to quit, but I was completely dejected. I was really down on myself. And I think you were cool about it, and you were cool about it. You know, my dad was really cool about it.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, my dad was extremely cool about it because I was really hard on myself on that one. Yeah.
But that's also different. I mean, failing at that level or not feeling good or having a bad experience at that level is a little bit different than, 75 people at West.
And I remember that, man, they gutted that whole thing out. He's doing 4 minutes, and then they show 30 seconds, and then they pan to Roseanne or something. It's like, I mean, I kind of get it. And you're like, you didn't show the thing. You showed like 15 seconds out of context.
But it wasn't my best set. There was all kinds of stuff that went into that. But now that I look back, it wasn't my best performance.
You know what? I remember it, but I don't remember ever thinking, "Oh, this is bad." I guess what I'm saying is I don't think anybody remembers that.
No, I just think at that point I was, delusional, and like I think my career wasn't going as well as I had hoped, and New York wasn't going as well as I had hoped, and I was like, I thought that I could win it.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna. And I was getting older, and I was like, that was my last chance to ever do anything. It was just sad baby stuff, But I honestly thought that I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And but then I kind of got around to writing again, and way more fun things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here you are.
I'm sure glad you did.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that Josh is the second guest, and Greg is already taking a beating.
Oh,
The first guest.
I'm driving in here.
Hey, by the way, I was sold that I would be the first guest.
Oh,
yeah. I was really.
That's on the booker.
And you know what I was sold? A bill of goods. That's from what it seems like now. Yeah. Who was the first guest?
Dustin Nickerson.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
I can't. You know what? I'm honored to be the second guest if he was the first.
Oh yeah, way funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was.
I mean, we're not even. We're a fifth into done with this, and I'm already telling you. Yeah.
That's great.
Randy, appreciate you springing for the good water, by the way.
I don't know. We should point out that Randy is he's a store brand guy. On a podcast about brands, Randy is loyal to the store brand. We got great value.
Oh, yeah.
Can I
Walmart water.
Can I tell a Josh Arnold story? It's one of my top 3 favorites in the world. We're in Syracuse, New
Tim,
York.
you got anything?
Monster. Monster. Josh and I are in Syracuse, New York. Josh is going on stage, doing great. Whatever. Stops, takes a drink of his water, looks at it. It's called Thirster. Josh just goes, Thirster? And he just chucks the bottle across the stage. Yeah. He's like, special engagement headliner. Fiji only.
Like, what are you doing? Radio star.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't even think the crowd laughed as hard as I thought. Like,
Fiji or nothing. Yeah, it barely got anything. Yeah. And, Sean was howling.
He told me about it, and I thought it was the greatest move I've ever heard. He said you crunched it up.
I swear, you crunched. I don't know if you chucked it or threw it. You're like, Thirster? Get out of here.
But
it was better.
It was kind of one of those things where I think some of the audience took me seriously.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Well, you laughed at like how ridiculous it was. It wasn't like that's what I don't know. It just made me laugh insanely hard, and so now I see Thirster every once in a while.
Thirster is the
real water
brand for one of those food services.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, U.S. Foods.
Is it U.S. Foods or GFS or one, like Gordon or it's one of those because Jared at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana, has it at his club. And I tried to sort of reenact what you did. I tried to, not on stage, but in the green room. And I was trying to tell him like how upset I was that he had Thirster. And we couldn't get him going. Usually you can get him going.
Yeah.
He was actually, he thought it was pretty funny. I was like, I can't remember. It was Sean and I. It was this year. I can't remember what it was. I was trying to get him wound up and he couldn't get. But yeah. It's I think you're right. Is it?
I'm almost certain it's U.S. Foods.
Yeah, it's what they use.
I
Thirster.
think that's it's usually the Funny Bone chains that I've seen.
Oh,
like I think Colin in Omaha has Liquid Death.
Yeah,
like
wow.
Of course, obviously.
Yeah, it's her son. It's a company.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Dan Murphy is like he's the number one marketing guy there.
Yeah,
no.
He's the guy who came up with all this.
I'm a big fan.
Of,
me too.
Liquid Death.
I have been since like the inception, really.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
you were an early,
very early. Yeah, because
really?
I was like, what the heck's this? And
early adopter, isn't that what they call that?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Randy not only know name brands, but I got here and I go, hey, can I get a glass and some ice? I need some caffeine, and we obviously have. I was going to get into the Coca-Cola supply.
Sure.
Randy doesn't have ice.
I know. I
does not keep ice here. Do you know that?
An iceless man.
No ice.
Iceless man.
That's how he lives his life.
I don't have ice at my house. I mean, I have with the new refrigerator that I got has an ice maker, but I haven't used it yet.
Well, it counts as ice.
I know, but it has not been used once.
Yeah.
I don't have ice at home.
Are we allowed to engage Randy?
Yeah.
Oh, he loves it.
Randy, do you have? Is it because you have zero interest in ice, or you just don't have like ice cube trays?
I don't really drink anything with ice. I drink room temperature water and something from the fridge and coffee. That's it.
All right.
Mostly room temperature water.
Oh, it's not a need in his life.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
They say room temperature water way better on the digestive system. You know
Is
that?
it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has teeth too.
Oh,
that's what Mike Vecchione told me that.
Really?
Yeah.
But the cold, I believe, burns more calories.
What?
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's
No. I like this.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Way more. Way more. Yeah.
So I eat a bag of Doritos. All I need is a cold water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably
fine,
good.
man.
A couple bags.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just drink the cold water.
Science. You gotta love
it. The brand this week is Bass Pro Shops. It's for musicians all over the world. It's for guitar players, I guess the band. I'm sure.
Should we tell them?
You probably have a lot. I think
it's bass.
I think Tim's right, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Josh. You want to weigh in on this, or
let me have a look at
You
that.
I
don't
been to
know.
one?
I don't think that's right.
I was wondering.
How do you play music with a bass?
No.
I know.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I'm trying to look at this thing, and I don't know what guitar players have to do with fishing, but I was going to go with it. So,
Are you a fan? Speaking of musical instruments and fish, are you a fan of the Stooges joke? Hey, scale this fish, and then Curly.
Yeah.
Is that is
great.
That is a very It's flawed logic.
How?
I don't think it.
He didn't quite understand.
Stretch. It's a stretch.
Well, the wonderful thing about it is he actually scales it. Like, who knew that if you blew on the back of a fish while sliding it along your lips, you could get.
But I don't think scale is a verb in the music business.
Well, let's ask the guy who might know the most about this. Tim is.
No, I've never heard anyone say
he plays scale.
Yeah, he plays scale. Right, Randy?
Yeah, let's ask Tim. He wasn't first chair clarinet as a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
You think I didn't play scales?
You didn't play clarinet on the Tonight Show, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you didn't.
No.
You never did.
If I did, I would have done the right version.
But that term is, no one would use that like that, right? Greg?
No.
Randy?
I've heard people say, run your scales.
Right.
That's it.
But then you lose the joke, though.
Yes.
It's also not a verb.
So
it's a bit of a stretch.
To me, the punchline is worth the liberty they're taking.
Agreed.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think it's a stretch.
Because in another episode, Mo says, hey, shave this ice, which was a thing you had to do back then. You would get the block of ice from the Iceman.
Yeah.
And so he lathers it up and gets the strop.
Was he singing when he did it?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that's not what Mo wanted done.
No.
No.
And how could Curly have thought that?
Right.
How could Curly have thought that?
It's what he asked for.
You really think that he wanted you to put shaving cream on the ice?
And how angry was Mo?
Oh, furious. Yeah.
Did you give it to him?
Oh, you get physical.
Yeah. Physical violence.
There's a lot of abuse.
Yeah. The central character in this story is Johnny Morris, which if you're going to own a hunting supply store, Johnny Morris is a pretty good name, don't you think?
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, it is.
And he was I know a little bit about, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
Didn't he start making fishing lures like in his dad's liquor store?
Brown Derby Liquor Store in Springfield, Missouri, which is where I was born.
Oh.
And I believe you have a brother down there,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Springfield, Mo. It's where my dad went to college. There's some reports that he went to Drury. Some reports that he went to, it was called Southwest Missouri State back then. It's called Missouri State now, which is where my dad went. I don't know which it is. I'm going to go with SMS, which is going against the grain because I only found that in one place, but it was a quote from him.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so he was going to school at SMS, and he was into fishing. He grew up, his family were big outdoorsmen, and he grew up with that. And during college, he was in the first national BASS tournament. You know what that is?
Yes, I am a
Josh is
member.
a fisherman, by the way.
Yes.
What's it stand for?
A big association of the sporting
Bass
sort.
Anglers Sportsman Society, and you belong to this.
Double check that.
Yeah. And he said he got into it, and he was in the tournament, and he met fishermen from all over the country, and he was like, I don't care what I'm going to do something with fishing for the rest of my life.
This is in what, the 70s?
Yeah, this is 1970 when that happened. Yeah. And I think at that point, he got that summer or something, he got in his car and he had a U-Haul and he just drove around the country trying to find the coolest, rarest fishing equipment. And he brought it back to Springfield. And then he asked his dad, can I have a little piece of the liquor store to sell fishing equipment? So he started selling fishing equipment, and people, as they were coming through the Ozarks, which is sort of a fishing paradise, right? They would go in there and they'd buy stuff from him. And then when they were home, they'd call him. And hey, man, I need this. So he really got into it.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And fishing stuff in a liquor store, especially in that area, not that unusual, right? It feels like if you stop at those types of places, especially off the highway, they got.
I don't know a liquor
those
store, a
things.
convenience store maybe, but I bet you a liquor store was different.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But you would think, this guy is from here. He knows what works. You would totally, I think you would trust it immediately.
I agree.
Is that right? So a fisherman, because you're a fisherman.
Yes.
So you would trust, this guy's a local. He knows what works.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. 1974, he published his first catalog. So he's like, all right, these people are calling me. I want to have a little catalog. And then in 1978, he started Tracker Boats. Are you familiar with this?
Yes.
So it was the first boat motor and trailer package designed for fishermen.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about fishing boats or about that. Before that, it was just John boats or something or?
Pretty much, and maybe some people would fish off of their more leisurely boats, a pontoon, or but man, every now and again this is a little off, but I'll still see some guys in a John boat.
Yeah,
and they're my favorite people, especially in a fishing tournament. I'll take part in a couple amateur fishing tournaments a year, and anytime I see those, I'm like, I want those guys to win. They're just it's all
guys,
heart.
I know, but just so our listeners understand, what's a John boat? Explain it.
The classic aluminum sort of bench seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with just the motor on the back, like Walter Matthau drove in Grumpier Old Men.
Yeah.
By listeners, he also meant me.
Yeah, I had
no idea what he was talking about.
And me, no idea.
Yeah, and non-Johns can buy the boat.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not
is that
available
right?
to everyone.
Yeah, Harry can buy a John boat.
Tom and Dick?
Do you need a
special
permit or
no? You just, yeah.
In Mexico, they're Juan boats.
Is that?
Did you guys know that?
No.
Well, I guess in Spain too.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
in Spain too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Portugal or no? Portuguese is a.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
I don't know what they speak over there.
You're right. So I was real stupid.
Don't say something that dumb.
Yeah, you're right, man. Sorry, embarrassing myself in front of the guests. You ever get a Dear John boat letter?
I have, man. I woke up and I went out to the driveway and my boat was gone.
Yeah.
It was a Dear John boat letter.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck's this about? He was apparently my Dear John, or my John boat was sleeping with my brother John boat.
I see. Hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah. What, to bomb that bad? Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Can I jump in real quick? I don't know.
Sure, buddy.
When Greg, Josh, myself, I think we're driving back from Omaha, and you and I are hungry. It's like midnight. We like to go through a McDonald's drive-thru, but we didn't know they were closed. But I guess they were closed. So Josh just gives an order, nothing, and then you just start telling your world problems.
I think I helped direct that piece.
Maybe you did. Maybe Greg had, and man, another top 5 funny moment.
It was one of the best acting moments I've ever seen.
He's like, I'm here. My wife's leaving me. I don't know. We're not officially divorced, but it's headed that way. Number 2, no onions.
The menu board is lit up.
Yeah.
And there's no indication that the place is closed, really.
Right.
But I order and it's just silence, and so I just
winds up with problems.
I don't blame you for not replying. I get it.
It was,
and I just went on for as long as I could.
It was very entertaining. 6-7 minutes. It was so great.
Real time. 6-7 minutes. Just we've all been there. I was crying, man.
He just kept doubling down.
Oh, it was the.
If you could have cut to inside the store, it would have just been an empty store with this voice echoing through it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Maybe a mouse sort of.
Yeah.
Scurry.
It was like perfect pacing. He was like, I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. I just
really needed someone to talk to.
I don't know. We're going down. Maybe Kansas City, something will be open. But you think she's coming back? I don't think she is coming back. It was great. Yeah, it was beautiful. We had another
so fun
on the way home from Omaha. It was just me and Josh, I think, at that point. And I think maybe I was eating popcorn or something, or Fritos. And I don't know. I was just sometimes, especially in the car late at night, I'm just like doing this, and it's all over. It's just all over. So I don't even think about it. I go home, and my girlfriend Anna was living with me at the time for the most part. And me and Anna get up the next morning to go somewhere, and she's like, "What is this?" I was like,
"There are Fritos all over the floor."
Like Fritos just all over the place. And I was like, Josh.
Yeah, man.
She doesn't miss a beat. She goes, Josh Arnold.
Poor guy.
She's really funny. She had like she was Russian. She had this really awesome accent. She's like, Josh Arnold.
Yeah, believe it immediately.
She's completely.
There's no doubt that I would just make a mess like that. I remember you telling me that she would only refer to me as Josh Arnold.
For some reason, she called you Josh Arnold. Yeah. She was very funny, but But in a heartbeat, I was like, I don't know, Anna. It's just Josh. You know how he is, and she was like, Josh Arnold. Back to Bass Pro Shops.
Bass.
It is Bass.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Randy.
Sorry, man, you're gonna have to keep helping me out with that one. He had the tracker boats. We were there, right?
Yep.
And then he opened. Man, this is really embarrassing. Oh, I can't figure out when he opened the first store. It was 1991, I think. Randy, I got to get that. That's the one thing I should have got out of all of this, and for some reason, it's not coming up here.
So it was early 90s, not 80s.
No,
his
you're
first
right.
store.
No, you're right. No, he had that first store.
I would have thought like
much
81,
earlier than that.
82.
It was early. It was 80s. Yeah, 81.
81.
Yeah, he opened 81. And that was in Springfield, Missouri. And the next one, I think, was like 95 in Duluth, Georgia.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Because I remember I went to college in the late 80s. And, I went to college. I had a lot of friends that were from that area, from Springfield. And I had and from Jeff City and rural places. And that thing was like a big deal back then. It was a mecca. It was like people came from all over the country to go to this one. There was only one for more than a decade.
And was it
Bass
that
Pro Shops?
Was it that big from the time it opened? Because I remember the same thing, going there in the 90s and being like, "This is unbelievable."
I don't know, man. It could not have been.
Couldn't
that
have
big.
been,
It could not
Right,
have been
right.
that big. Yeah.
I don't know either. I imagine that they expanded.
Yeah.
But it was the catalog business was huge,
Mhm.
and people would come. The Post-Dispatch ran an article in '92 that said it was the #1 tourist attraction in
Wow.
Missouri.
Wow.
In
Yes.
Missouri?
It beat the
In
Arch.
Missouri.
Oh, I'm throwing a flag there. No way.
That's what
beats
it's-
the Arch. The Arch?
Well, even now, so I look, they get about 4 million visitors a year to the Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, which is sort of their flagship. There's a thing in Memphis we'll talk about in a little bit.
That makes sense to me.
4 million, okay? There's a museum next door it's called the Wonders of the World Museum or Wonders of Wildlife or something like that. That thing gets like 1.5 million. So the store itself, though, gets 4 million visitors. The Arch, just north of 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to stop with you can see the Arch without going up in it.
Yeah.
If you go by Bass Pro, you want to go in.
Now that it's a little weird because you're saying 4 million visitors a year. A lot of those people are just buying, like Walmart probably gets 4 million views.
Oh, right,
Like
right.
some people
Yeah.
live down the
Yeah.
street and need a fishing pole.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a little bit of it's tricky. The Wonders of Wildlife National Museum and Aquarium that came in 2017. That is massive. Has anybody been there?
Man, I'm trying to remember if I've been in it.
Because you go down
The
there to see your
Springfield
brother.
one?
Yeah, it's fairly recent. They used to have a Missouri Wildlife Museum next to the original Bass Pro Shop.
Okay.
And I went there in the early 2000s and checked that out. It was all stuff from Missouri. It was really cool. I went there. You guys remember Chad Huff? You wouldn't remember him, but
Yes.
Chad was a comic. He was opening for me.
Yeah.
And we
All
went to it, and I was like, yeah, it's during the day as a comic. And let's go do this, So we go there, and I go with Chad, and we go, and there's like the first exhibit, and there's like there's a plaque or whatever, or there's like a bunch of words telling you what's going on there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and he just sits there and he reads the whole thing. I'm like, oh no.
No kidding.
Yeah. This guy's one of those guys that reads everything.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 7-hour trip. Like I can't.
No.
I breezed by all of it. I'm not
Yeah, I
totally
can't.
interested in this stuff. I just want to say I did something.
Yeah.
But Chad was like a reader. He was.
Yeah.
He was like, hold on a second. Let's get to the end of this one. I'm like, this we can't. Do this.
I can't have this.
What am I doing, man?
Chad had a bit that I still remember.
Let me see.
Go ahead.
Whoop.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
It was about how he's a black dude,
Yeah.
and he was talking about how he felt like it was his responsibility to go see every black movie that came out, and how they just weren't, like, some of them just weren't very good. But he's like, oh man, like he was just talking. And he goes, and I remember his one line was, "And I hate the Wayans brothers." Because he said he had to go see like Little Man or something just because he felt like he had to support.
Yeah.
I like Chad.
Oh yeah. Chad was a good guy, man. They built this thing in 2015 in Memphis. There was this giant pyramid that they had in Memphis. I think since the early 2000s or something like that.
They built the pyramid.
They built the pyramid. They didn't build it for Bass Pro. They built it for at one point the Grizzlies played there. At one point, University of Memphis played basketball there.
Oh,
and then they had a lot of concerts there.
Elvis.
oh, really?
Yeah, he played there.
Yeah.
No,
What-
Josh.
what do you mean?
His last show was there.
I think you have your chronology. It might have been an Elvis impersonator.
Memphis.
No, I think it was Elvis.
No, the King died quite a while ago. I remember when.
Yeah,
he
like
died.
94.
Right.
No,
It was Cobain and then Elvis Presley.
No,
Correct.
I remember it
They were
was a tough,
back to back. Yeah.
I don't want to argue with
it was
you.
a hard time for
Tough
music.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
was that the day the music died? Did Buddy Holly go down the same time?
No, I mean, I wish you wouldn't make light of such things, but it was, I remember it was Cobain, Elvis, and then a week later it was Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar is still with us, Josh.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Yeah.
I saw Sammy. Ah,
Yeah.
man.
The Red Rocker. The
Don't
Red
read the
Rocker.
Flyer.
The Red Rocker lives. Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that you're a fan and you want him to, but
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You're one of those guys.
This is the place.
So anyways, they have this, it opened in 1991 and it went to 2007, the pyramid. And then it just sat there, this giant pyramid in Memphis doing nothing. Okay. And then at one point, Johnny Morris, people were kind of like, hey, we should put a Bass Pro Shop in there, which it's massive. It's huge. And he did. Apparently he was fishing. He didn't know whether he was going to do it or not. He was kind of like, I don't know. And then he was with one of his buddies fishing in Memphis. And he was like, I'll tell you what, if I catch a catfish bigger than 30 pounds, I'll put the Bass Pro Shop in the pyramid. And he caught a 4-pound catfish. And that's why that's why they spend billions or whatever on it. But it's pretty cool. And I think that the city of Memphis was a little bit reluctant at one point because they were like, this is supposed to be like this is a cosmopolitan thing. This is making us a big city. And now it's just going to be some hillbilly retailer that, that sells fishing equipment or whatever.
hey, Memphis. Any business that wants to go to Memphis. Come on.
They've got a spa, they got a hotel, they got a shooting gallery underneath the thing. They've got a bowling alley in the Memphis one.
And we got that great song out of it. Well, I was fishing in Memphis.
Mark
Cone.
Mark Cohn. Yeah.
Great song.
Fishing with
I
my
don't-
line 10 feet under the dock.
I don't think that's how it goes.
I was fishing in Memphis.
Do you really reel the way I reel?
There you go. Nice job.
There it is.
That's what we were looking for.
That's what we were searching for.
Condi comes in,
Yeah.
Home run.
closes out this mess. I like it. Sean, you wouldn't care for it there. It's got the world's largest freestanding elevator in the pyramid.
The
Oh,
world's
yeah.
largest?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean. How much would it
No, the U.S. and
the United
America's
States.
largest. Yeah.
Sean doesn't like elevators. We've mentioned that on the podcast
It's
before.
a real problem. Yeah.
We don't know stories. We don't know the numbers. All we know is that it is the largest freestanding elevator in the United States. What is the amount of money you need to take it up and all the way down? What's your number?
Do I get anyone to ride with me?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. What's scarier for you? All right, here's your choice.
Yeah.
You get no one to ride with you, or you get 15 people.
Oh, I don't think that affects him. It's not claustrophobic, right?
No. No, I'll take the 15 people.
Whoa.
Band of brothers. We'll figure it out.
What's your number?
Up and down. I mean, how long is a car the ride up and back?
We don't know.
We
We don't
know.
have all the stats.
We just know it's the
Let
largest.
me up this.
I mean, I'll go $500,000. I'll do it.
Sean.
15 open micers that are sure that you're the one who books the funny bone.
I'll take it alone.
I'll take it alone, he said.
Yeah, we'll go alone.
They are
Yeah.
sure that you have the ear of Matt Barron.
Alone, and then I hope it gets stuck.
Because-
I can't.
People have mistaken you for that, right? Before
It's
they're-
crazy, man.
You're just doling out feature weeks.
Does it still
There's some
happen?
headliners that still text you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Matt and I are 11 years apart, first off. People think I'm him.
Oh, people literally think you're the same
no,
person.
I
He's saying
meant that they think that you book the funny bone. They
They think I
you
have
get
some
influence on Matt.
That's for sure some influence. But I also, the people, I do have a resemblance to Matt. And people
bit.
have told Matt, nice job on a show that obviously he wasn't on.
Well, you're quite a bit taller than Matt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but I'm telling you, it's multiple, dozens of times.
Any open micers that are listening, because a lot of them do in the St. Louis area, I do want them to know that Sean is the guy who got me in the club, got me my first
Just
feature
text
week,
him, man.
got me my first.
This is what you
week.
got to do. You got to be aggressive.
Got to stay on him. He'll tell you a lot of things.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Got to stay on him.
Persistence is the thing. If he doesn't return your call, keep calling.
Yeah.
True.
Keep calling.
And if you guys want advice how to be a headliner, just message Greg Warren. He'll talk to you all day, man.
Yeah,
he
that's
loves to give out advice.
You know what, man? I've gotten several messages on social media, and usually I try to answer it honestly.
I know. No, I'm saying like you usually. Sometimes I could feel like you might be a little annoyed.
Sometimes I get, sometimes I get slightly annoyed when they're like, I never heard of this person. Like, can I feature for you this week at this club? Which is, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just kind of like, man, yeah, let me give you that gig instead of the guy that I've known for 20 years or whatever.
Right. Right. But they don't know.
They don't know. I'm not.
Exactly.
Or some of them think like maybe if I talk to Greg, he'll just get me an agent, and then I just instantly get work. There's some delusion.
And you're the guy that gets people agents.
Right.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah.
Just whatever you need.
You are the Scott Boras of open mic comedy agent.
Yeah.
Scotty, the old, who did he rap? A-Rod was his big everybody. Well, everybody. But I'm saying like the A-Rod deal, the 250
Anybody
deal.
that is holding out, he reps them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy is so powerful. But it's weird with sports agents. They don't take, a comedy agent takes 10%, but a sports agent, it's like not even close to that.
What do you mean? Like
it's like
less?
0.25% or something. Yeah, because it's
because they rep so many athletes.
No, I don't know how it works, but it's because the deals are so long, and they don't do as much. It's like basically, like my agent has to make phone calls. Trust me, he's got to really push people. But no,
he'll do it for free. He'll be there.
No, but I mean, he's doing it all the time. Basically, they make one deal, and then they don't really have to work on the deal making part of it for the next 7 years or something like that.
Sean has guys thinking that you control the schedule and who gets on stage at the St. Louis Funny Bone helped your pocketbook at all. Because you'll serve drinks.
Sean does bartend on a Tuesday night at the open mic sometimes.
And it used to be way more. It used to, you used to bartend a lot more. So
correct.
Would you find that
totally,
absolutely,
totally?
That's what I'm finding interesting here. The hesitation to.
Well, no, I'm honestly thinking. So you're saying like what? If somebody gave me a bigger tip, I would then like tell Matt
that they thought that.
Think that.
Yes.
Not that you're.
No, I don't believe you ever did that.
Yeah, no.
But I'm saying
I didn't. I swear.
Yeah.
I think a few have thought that because there would be times that I would serve a $4 drink and they give me a 20 and say keep it, and I'm like, this is borderline illegal. I just took a 400% tip. Or whatever.
Hey.
So I would say out of the hundreds I've served, maybe 5
Don't
thought
have any
that.
problem with me buying $100 lunch.
No.
$100 lunch.
Oh boy, what you guys?
Oh yeah.
Nice
Sometimes
$100.
Greg does buy a lot on the road. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he does.
A lot.
He's very generous.
Very generous with that.
Ah man,
he could be generous for you too if you just send him a message on Facebook. It's the easiest thing. Yeah.
That's right.
All your expenses are taken care of.
He's always on social media, even if he's driving. So
I remember this. I was on a Ruby Tuesday kick, I think, for a while, and Josh had opened for me about 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and we hit Ruby Tuesday a lot.
Yeah,
and I paid back then. I did, and then we got in an argument. It was me and Sean on Ruby Tuesday. It was like, and Sean was like, it's terrible. I'm like, it's good, man. No, it's good. It's good. And I was like, Josh, you want to weigh in on this? He's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's been eating Ruby Tuesday and talking about how good it is. Talking about how much he likes it.
Yeah.
And would not take my side on the argument.
It was probably he just had a moment of honesty with you, but at the same time he was trying to please you just to be in a good sport. You're like, I'll eat there.
You liked Ruby Tuesday.
He didn't love it.
You guys are both right. I liked it a lot. Their salmon was always consistently good, and I enjoyed the salad bar.
With the pumpernickel croutons?
Very much so. But you know what I enjoyed more was you two arguing. Yeah. So if I took a hard stance, it could have ended the argument, and I didn't want that to happen.
That's true. So he keeps,
Plus, I don't totally remember what Sean's points were.
You see, well, he didn't have any.
Well, Josh has sided with me in the past.
I have. Yeah.
Greg and I, it wasn't too long ago. It was in the last 2 years. We're looking for food, and we see a Ruby Tuesdays, and we're delighted. Can't believe it, right? And we pull up, and almost comically, as we went around it, only the front facade of the building existed. The rest had been completely torn down. But from our angle, it was like, here we go.
Like you're on the Universal Studios tour?
Yeah.
Like a movie set.
And it had been like wrecking ball knocked down, and they just left the front. And we're like, well, I don't think they're open.
One of my best riffs of all time was completely wasted on somebody who didn't get it at the time.
Oh.
We were walking into a Ruby Tuesday, and they were putting up the name of the building, the name of the restaurant right there over the doors. They were just putting it up. I go, man, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on this place? Quoting the Rolling Stones. When do you ever get the chance?
Yeah, I know. Right.
Yeah, who could hang? Nothing.
Perfect.
Is that the lyric?
Who could hang a name on you? Yeah.
I don't get it.
You know what? It may have been you.
Probably was, man.
Wait, is it not blame?
Who could blame a name on you?
No, who?
Who could lay a blame on you?
Yeah.
It's not
Randy,
who could hang.
it,
Randy,
buddy.
did you tour with the Stones at any point?
I've been singing my whole life. Who could hang a name on you? I hope it's lay a blame. Don't you love it when you've been wrong most of your life? No, yeah.
Who could hang a name? You're right.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my whole life, I've been wrong about it.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Man, that person missed out even extra.
I know,
That's
man.
really impressive.
Oh, well.
We've all done that. You know that song White Snake? Like, here I go again on my own.
Yeah.
For 25 years, I thought they were saying, like a twister, I was born to walk alone.
Drifter, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like a twister.
Which makes a lot more sense.
Right.
And then my brother called me on that, and he's like, are you out of your mind? Listen, what is the lot? Like a twister, I was born.
Now, were you picturing a tornado? Or like somebody at a 50s sock, like a Fats Domino.
Come on, baby! Nobody's gonna walk.
I
with
was.
that
No,
guy.
I was yeah. Well, let's do it.
Which is never done alone. You only twist with a partner.
Is that right?
Twister.
So the White Snake, I think I've told Josh this story, but I went through a breakup, and I was destitute. It was really hard on me, and it's a little silly to think of now because we weren't even all that close. But I was really upset about it, and I was doing morning radio, and there was this like morning radio DJ, and she'd been around for a while, and she was cool, kind of a rocker chick, and she's like, "You all right?" I'm like, going through a breakup.
Oh, boy.
And she was like, I got you. I got you. Here's what I'm doing. This is going to sound silly, but you're going to get over. Here's what you're going to do. I'm going to burn you a CD. Okay. I'm going to burn you a CD, and you're going to listen to it, and you need to listen to the whole CD. Okay. And you got to promise me that. And by the time you're done with the CD, you're going to be okay. And you know how when you're that vulnerable, you're grasping.
Yeah,
Whatever it is to make me not feel like this. I'll do it. You know. So it was like Friday morning radio, and I was driving home from Kansas City on Sunday night, I think, from the show, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So I put it in. It was Whitesnake, that song, 8 times in a row.
Bad, man.
She just it was just, here I go again on my own.
Making statements. Yeah. I thought it was like
Did it-
REM Everybody Hurt.
Did you listen the whole way?
Yeah, did it work?
That is a great question.
I think I felt a little better.
Yeah.
After the 8th play, where you reset it
I
up
was
here.
like, I read around 6.5. I was like, I ain't wasting no more time.
Yeah.
You're a twister.
It's also kind of meta that the singer is saying, here I go again. I mean,
And then he
and I'm going to do this again.
Yep.
Just so you know, Greg.
Yep.
I'm going to do this again.
Oh yeah, he does do it. He did it several times. Yeah.
that song, they released it twice, like 10 years apart. They re-recorded it, that song, and it was like kind of a hit, and then more of a hit in the 80s. They put out a version in the 70s,
What?
and a version in the 80s. Yeah,
Wow.
Really? And you hear it because the 80s one has got a lot of keyboard, and the 70s one is a lot more kind of raw and rocky.
Yeah.
But same song.
Interesting.
Don't totally even understand why. But again, and then the lyric, here I go
But
again.
it paid off for him.
It's big.
Yeah,
Huge,
yeah.
man.
Take on Me, they
Tawny
did
Kitaen.
twice, I think, but it was not with the lead singer.
Really?
Yeah, Take on Me, like they had that thing and they released it and it just didn't do that well. And that guy who they said was like the Norwegian. Was he Norwegian? I think the lead singer.
They're one of those.
Yeah, people said that, some guy was like, this is one of the best looking men in the world at that point. He joined their band and he was like, man, I can't get past that. He's like, we got to do something with that again. Like he just couldn't. And they kept messing with it. And then that was right when that stop motion animation thing came. And they were like, somebody.
Did they yell that?
They did.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Strong.
And then we got the band name.
Yeah. Sure.
Great
music's
video.
amazing.
That's great.
Good
It was
video.
actually, it was.
I mean, it took Lou Bega 5 times to get a hit.
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
You believe
Exactly.
it? And the same, but he never gave up on the Mamba.
Do you know that Billy Crystal actually was in that band? Yeah.
In Aha?
Yeah, but it was.
Look at him. He's already-
You
know where
can't
it
take
was
his own stuff.
Yeah.
He can't
It
take
was
It
his
was
own
right
stuff.
around the time he was filming Coming to America. No, it was. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It was Eddie Murphy. This is all gonna fall.
No.
apart. It was
Randy.
Yeah, it was Eddie.
Yeah,
Murphy.
Randy.
Yeah.
Act it all out again.
So Eddie Murphy
This
was
is a
in.
disaster. This is an all-out disaster. If you remember, at one point he went, "Aha!"
Yeah. That was
Aha! So the original name band was Aha! Aha! Why did I think Billy Crystal? That's how good of an impression of a white Jewish guy that Eddie Murphy did.
You're exactly right.
I thought that it was Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal may do it in like The Princess Bride. He's using that same kind of voice.
Oh,
so
yeah,
maybe
right.
he's got
You're
a.
right.
Oh
Yeah.
Aha!
Yeah.
Aha!
It was the end. That was like in the credits.
It was?
Yeah. He's like something like the soup, the joke with the.
Oh,
Like, how do you
right,
eat the soup
yeah,
with a
yeah,
spoon?
yeah,
And
you're
then
right.
literally, they close the movie like it's credits, and then it's Yeah.
Aha!
Gosh, that movie's funny. That
I
makes me
watched,
laugh hard.
I watched Trading Places this week for the first
A
time.
great Christmas movie.
It's got to be a Josh Arnold film. I thought of you many times.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it just feels like it's one that you're into.
I love it. I don't know if you guys know that Aykroyd, like, I've always loved him, but it hasn't been until recently where I went, oh, no, that guy is one of my comedic heroes,
He's
for sure.
in that movie. He is unbelievable because he has to be that character, but you still have to like him.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
And when he devolves completely, there's a scene that you cannot teach this kind of comedic acting where he's dressed as Santa in a bus eating a raw salmon.
Yeah.
And a woman's looking and he just makes this noise.
Yes. Yes.
Like it's so funny and
Yeah.
crazy. I love that so much.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to meet him more than anybody.
Really?
And I would
Number
be
one on
I'd
your
be
list.
so nervous, even though I've heard from so many people he's a wonderful guy.
He wouldn't like
Really?
you.
You don't think he'd care for
No.
me?
Yeah.
No. Get this guy away from me. Just break your heart.
Oh, dude. That really would.
Get him away from me.
Man, or what if he? Hey, wait. I think I've heard maybe some of your stuff on Sirius.
Yeah.
I don't care for what you do
Don't
at all.
care for it.
Did you say Josh Arnold?
And I had an influence on you. Oh, this is awful.
I got to rethink some things.
That just reminded me. No, I'm not going to tell that story. Let's get back to Johnny Morris.
Johnny Morris.
Johnny Morris.
Sounds like the heel in like an 80s movie.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds, like the bad guy in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny was the name of the guy in Karate Kid. I think it's who he
Maybe
was.
that's why.
Johnny.
That's where my brain.
And Zach Morris looks a little bit like that guy.
That's true, man.
Johnny Lawrence.
I think that's where we're coming
Yeah.
from. Johnny Lawrence
In
there you
Karate
go.
Kid,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
He's
you're thinking of,
fantastic.
buddy.
Okay, I'm
He's extremely good. They are very big in the conservation movement. Bass Pro Shops. They have a thing where you round up. If you're there, Sean, I know you're against rounding up, but they ask you want to round up. As of 2016, they had given $100 million to conservation. And he's a guy that says the force of real conservation is fishers and hunters. He thinks that, which is interesting because, it's like, we got to make sure we preserve this stuff so we can kill it. It's
Yes, but
tell me more about that because I know you're a fisherman.
there really is something to it. There are some people that I am typically a catch and release fisherman, and there are some who say you catch a fish, you do not release it back. And most often I don't talk to a lot of people who feel that way, because most people I know are catch and release.
Yeah.
But there was an interesting story that a professional fisherman told, who his mom was like, no, you guys, when you catch these fish, you got to kill them and eat them, and you're not meant to be throwing these things back. And they didn't really listen to her. But she had a point, because what ended up happening was they were fishing and they were catching a bunch, and it wasn't just this family, but it was known as the Hibdens. Well, that's their last name. But they what ended up happening was a huge virus broke out in the fish population, and they couldn't fish for like a couple years until this thing took care of itself. And had they been killing these fish instead of throwing them back, that virus wouldn't have spread like it did.
Because the virus started with the humans.
No, it wasn't like
just overpopulation.
Exactly, they would have been able to dwindle the numbers some. So there is something to be said for actually that kind of like when you start like forest fires are actually really good for the earth. They suck for the homes that are in in the areas and stuff. Of course,
yeah.
I mean, they're a tragedy, but for the land, it's really good. And so there's a similar argument to be made for.
So simply an overpopulation thing. It has nothing to do with like taking them out of their environment or touching. Because I know like birds, like you're not supposed to touch or some babies, you can't touch them because then their mothers will
Sean
be
did
like,
it.
Oh, I did it, man.
And I heard that's been debunked. Has that not been debunked?
Across the board or with I don't know.
If you find a baby bird and you put it back up in a tree, the mother's still going to take care of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of mothers did turn their back on these baby birds that people would put in trees. But it was a time when there were a lot of bad bird mothers too.
Oh yeah.
Like they were getting involved in some crazy stuff.
Well, some of them, bad or just focused on their careers.
Sure,
it wasn't their career.
Right.
It was mostly gambling.
Well, that's
They're at this bird casino, and they're supposed to be taking care of their kid.
Yeah,
and it's like
different time.
And they're like, hey, don't you have a kid at home? He's like, hey, it was touched by a man.
Oh right, yeah, human picked it up.
I can't.
Well, I don't know if that's an excuse.
But what about the other 3 kids?
Hit me,
waitress.
Yeah, exactly. You shut up and deal. It got ugly there for a while.
It did, man. It was a bad time that most people don't talk about.
Right.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I like that Greg keeps reminding people that Josh is a fisherman, which is good for the people listening. But if you're watching on YouTube, you can just look at him and you can pretty much tell.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm fairly new to it. I've been fishing all my life, but I didn't really get more serious about it until the last 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you're in.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you shop at Bass Pro Shop?
I do. I live in Indianapolis, and we have a Cabela's, which is now owned by Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, that's recent. I
think.
It's
just not the same. It really isn't. Even though they're the same ownership, when you walk into a Cabela's,
they're not.
It feels like a Bass Pro light. It feels
well. I think one of the reasons why Bass Pro was doing so well and Cabela's, I don't think was Bass Pro sort of offered this like in-store experience. It's like this is something really special. Where Cabela's, I think what happened was the online retailers, Amazon and all these catalogs started getting real heavy. And it didn't affect Bass Pro as much as it did Cabela's, because with Bass Pro, it's a destination. Like, you go there, see the giant 600-gallon fish tank and all the stuff there. If you guys haven't been to a Bass Pro Shop, it's amazing.
It's cool, and you don't even have to be an outdoors person to really enjoy it.
No, I bought one time. Sean and I went when we were working in Peoria, and I bought all my Christmas gifts at a Bass Pro.
That's great, man. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
None of them were fishermen.
Yeah.
My brother Devin's a pretty good fisherman.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's into it.
I went today, and I went to the Springfield one in the 90s, and I don't know that I've set foot in a Bass Pro Shop between then and today. And it's wild how close it is to my house. And it's weird to go just a couple miles from my house, if that, and then feel so wildly out of place. I mean, it's just it feels like it feels like I'm somewhere else, because it's just such a different.
They pick on you?
Scene. No,
look what we got here.
Well, there was a guy.
Somebody's Lululemon flannel. Get out of here. I bet you I'm right, too. That's why Tim's laughing so hard. Of course it is. I'm sure that's what you're wearing.
It is.
Yeah,
It
I mean
is.
the shoe fits.
It is a Lululemon flannel.
Yeah, I mean,
No
it'll cost
kidding.
you.
You saw a
Really?
logo.
I swear on my life I didn't.
I'm
know,
not-
man.
I'm
I
not
just know
being-
how you dress, man.
That's impressive.
I'm not being willfully ignorant here. I didn't know Lululemon sold men's clothes. So they're a brand for everybody?
You're doing that old,
For God's
I'm
that
being
old
completely-
hack joke.
Come on.
No,
man.
I'm serious.
Does
Why
that
is that
come
a
in a
joke?
men's?
You're a
Does that
guest.
come
I
in
don't get-
men's?
why is-
Come
Does
on.
that come in a
Why don't you just? We're not cutting edge on this
My
podcast, but you
God.
can
I don't
maybe pull
consider
us-
that a hack joke. I still enjoy it when
That
another
is a-
guy,
yeah.
when another guy looks at it, they still.
Yeah. Nice shirt. They sell that in men's.
It's so
It is.
stupid.
You do like a lot lot of the classics.
I
man.
Yes.
love the classics
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
part of me likes the gumption of this person's trying to get away with this classic.
Yeah.
It's
But if it's person that I can tell is being genuine, like if your dad picked up a stud finder today and put it to his body and went beep beep beep. Oh, I found one. You, how is that not the funniest? Because you know he's like, I'm really,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really delivering a
Breaking
show.
ground here. Yeah.
That's a great
Oh,
one.
I'll never forget that.
heard that.
You haven't? When my dad did it to me when I was like 11 or a stud finder, he goes beep beep beep. Oh, it's working.
It's great.
I
man.
couldn't believe how funny it
If
Yeah.
that happened
Yeah.
now, I will. Yeah.
It's pretty good stuff.
But yeah, they do sell men's clothing, and this is
And the
Okay.
Lululemon.
part of the. They get some all right stuff.
I should know that. I should.
Yeah,
You know
'cause
what?
you're a flannel
You don't
guy.
have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim paid $720 for that flannel.
That's
I
true.
didn't. No. I had a relative that worked there a while ago, and so I got hooked up with some things.
Yeah,
Now,
that's,
what if I walked in to the brick and mortar and bought that? What would it cost me?
Oh, I don't know.
First off, would they have a shirt that would fit me?
Yeah, I would think. I would think so.
'Cause sometimes they don't, man. Sometimes they don't.
I would think that they do. This is man.
I don't know. Lululemon,
I don't know.
they may not have. Are you double X?
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to find a double X, and I
Really?
buy
So-
for,
some
I buy
brands-
for a couple of people that have double X, and a lot of that stuff. You can get it, but they're out of it a lot. Yeah.
Some brands I'm a triple X. That's why Carhartt is I wear throughout the.
You're a medium in Carhartt, aren't you?
That's youth.
Carhartt and Dickies, not the Cousin
Dick,
Eddie's.
you got a Dickies hat on, and
Is that what I'm wearing today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you wear you. I almost wanted to do that brand with you here.
Oh.
Yeah, Dickies or Carhartt.
Well, I mean, we'll have to do it again.
We'll see how this
true.
goes.
Save it for next year.
No, I still got a couple hours.
Yeah.
Double header, baby.
Let's see how this goes. This is one of my favorite Johnny Morris stories. When he met his wife, he was all in on fishing, but he did take a liking to his wife. They were young, and at the time, he had a camouflage Velcro wallet when they were first dating. And I think the first Christmas they spent together, she gave him a nice leather wallet. He's like, "Oh, that's really nice," And he used it. And after like a couple of months, he's like, "Hun, can I have my Velcro wallet back?" And they said for the next 35 years, he used the same Velcro wallet.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is cool.
Yeah.
Charming.
Yeah, it is kind of charming. Those things, one of Josh knows, Sean knows him too, but Josh knows that one of my favorite comedians ever is a guy named Ron Morey. And Ron had a classic Velcro wallet bit. he was just, it was back when they were more, when they were still around. They were past their prime, but they were still around. He's like, these guys that still have the Velcro around. He's like, shh, and Ron's very physical, and he's like, shh. He's like, what are you shucking corn over there? And then he goes, you can hear the 80s coming out of those things. He's like, shh, and I ran. Like, he just does the whole, he acts out. It's so great, man. That was one of the first guys I saw. I was like, oh my God, this guy's so great, man.
Yeah.
Love Ron. And he's also a great human being. Kind of helped me out with comedy early on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, gave me some notes. Told me to do some stuff.
We like him a little less now, but still, yeah.
That's too bad.
Oh, because if he wouldn't have encouraged me, then I wouldn't be doing comedy, and you wouldn't have to. I get it.
That's right.
Okay, I see. I just want to make sure I had it clearly. Make sure I
Tim,
had it.
what did you think being in there today and Bass Pro Show?
Like I said, it's just so it is. I just
Oh, you had said everything you wanted to about
very out of place.
that? Man, he had like nothing.
Nothing.
That's
man-
not true.
Yeah, it comes a lot of times. Like, hey, I got something here, and it's like, well, let's get to it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything?
I did. I bought that maroon hat, and then 2 of the very popular camouflage hats.
Did you buy the hats out of the big hat bin that's like $5?
No, that was in a stand.
Oh, okay. All right.
These are like a very trendy, like young dudes in their 20s and even like teenagers. Like this is a fashion thing right now. It's very, very popular.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Even among not necessarily people who have anything to do with the outdoors. It's like a fashion
part of the
statement, I
dad
guess.
hats.
It's becoming very, very popular to wear this logoed hat.
All right.
Yeah. Somebody tried to sell me is there like a timeshare situation or something in there?
Oh, maybe
They have
little
those
kiosk.
kiosks where the guy hit me hard and
Yeah.
I got out of there. And then I also got these
Bass bites.
yeah, you guys didn't enjoy my thing about the camouflage hats. I got that and the camouflage hats.
Well,
We missed it.
was it a joke?
Huh?
Was it a joke?
Yeah,
Can't see it.
Sorry, I was eating the.
Oh,
camouflage.
it was a visual. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There are no other hats here until
Right.
he said they're
They're
camouflage.
camouflage. Because you always
So
see
what,
this
they're desk camouflage?
you always see this
Yeah.
camouflage Bass
Yeah,
Pro.
man.
Yeah.
They're camouflaged as a desk.
I think it's good.
That is. Oh, he stands by it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you guys were
I appreciate that.
yeah.
Tim, now that I think about it, I like it. I like the effort.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. You know what though? After Do You
This
Reel
guy's
the
a
Way?
jerk, man. I
After
wouldn't-
Do You Reel the Way I Reel, I can get away with
You got a
whatever I
free
want
pass,
the
yeah.
rest of this thing.
Yeah.
So
You're getting out of
Really,
jail
really
free
was
for a
great.
while.
Uncle Buck's Bass Bites I bought.
Now,
Just
this
one-
is not the John Candy character at all. It's who? I wonder who Uncle Buck is. Did you
It's his Uncle Buck,
oh, okay.
Oh, it's an actual.
the guy that got him into fishing. Yeah, Johnny Morris.
They don't taste a lot like bass.
No, they don't. They
at
taste like
all.
More
well,
like
it tastes
chicken.
like that
They're
stuff
good.
you like. It's popcorn with caramel on it, basically.
Yeah, I
No,
do.
they're basically Cracker Jacks to me.
No,
fried
No?
things with
No.
some. Yeah, I mean,
no
you're not,
overlap with Cracker
you're not
Jacks at all.
crazy.
in that there's caramel on Cracker Jacks, but yeah, that's the
Well, yeah, that's the similarity. I
I'm
mean,
getting
it doesn't taste like Fritos.
like kind of a waffle crisp.
yes,
That's what I'm getting.
It's waffle crisp, Waffalos.
what?
Yeah.
Waffalos are
They're
they
good.
Yeah, Earl McCrary.
Waffle.
But
Waffle Earl McCrary, my classmate in high school, he was a model, and he was on the cover of the Waffalo box.
What?
Yes,
That's amazing.
yeah. Earl McCrary was on the Waffalo box.
What's
They called him Waffalo.
It's a cereal, a morning cereal.
Really?
A morning cereal.
There's another name people use for that. You want to try it?
A breakfast cereal.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice job.
These are good.
Actually, not bad.
There's Waffalos.
They are pretty good.
I don't see Earl anywhere, but yeah.
No,
Look up Earl.
Oh my
I know.
gosh,
He
I
was
thought
just
that was
he
Dan
was-
McKenzie in the bottom right.
So did I.
Our buddy.
Sorry, guys. For those of you
Yeah.
listening, we're looking at a screen and it's got a bunch of pictures of Waffalos and our buddy Dan McKenzie. There's a dead ringer for him at the bottom right, holding him up in some sort of a print ad, I think. So I'm trying to think if we should go to fun facts or not. Is there anything else left? Josh, you spend more time in. Do you go to Bass Pro?
I do. Yeah.
I mean, when you're in Springfield or whatever.
Yeah. And sometimes if I'm on the road, there's one in Peoria. I'm sure you've seen that one right
that's
there.
where I bought the Christmas gifts.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I do like to go in and just look around. And sometimes I'll buy things, sometimes I won't. But it's really fun now for me because I'm really getting into like what kind of line goes best with what lures and how long a pole should be if you're using a certain lure. I mean, I'm getting into the minutia.
Explain to us the difference between lures and live bait, and then the variation of lures.
Lures are typically not live at all. Now they'll have swimming action, so they can.
I know they're not live. I'm just.
Oh, well, no,
why would you use a live bait versus lures? Which one's better? Or
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I find live bait.
You thought that I didn't know the difference between lures.
I thought you were. Not you.
These lures are not alive.
Yeah.
Not you. I thought you really remember who I work with day to day. It's a guy who thinks the audience is real dumb, and so, and so we have to. So explain fishing. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure we weren't, letting everybody in the audience know. Hey,
gotcha.
I think worms, like any kind of live minnows, stuff like that, are better for if you're going to stay stationary.
Right.
And then look, there are going to be some hardcore fishermen who are going to call me. We're going to say I don't know what I'm talking about, and they may. But in my opinion, if I'm fishing off a dock for catfish, I would prefer to use a live shad on a hook a small fish as opposed to, something fake.
Okay.
So if I'm standing still, typically,
What's a shad, Josh?
a tiny fish, just a little bait fish.
Now, what is a shadoobie?
A shadoobie's a slightly bigger bait fish with a pompadour.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, that is silly.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb.
Bream, they'll also be known as in certain regions. And yeah.
I've never heard it. No, I just shad. That was a new one for me.
Do you guys like fishing?
I did it as a kid and enjoyed it, but it's not.
Was it worm bobber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot dogs?
Why don't?
Sure.
Why don't the professionals use bobbers?
Because again, they're like in their boats, trolling the whole time, pretty much. So, bobber, it wouldn't be effective because you'd be dragging it, and you wouldn't really be able to tell. And you do it by feel, of course.
But isn't there? I read about the bite indicators, other kinds of bite indicators.
Like on actual reels?
I don't know what.
Okay.
Where
I don't know too much about bite
Let me
indicators,
ask you a
I'll be
question.
honest.
Fishing at the highest level, you're on a boat and you're dragging your bait through the water, correct? As to simulate a swimming fish, and you want a larger fish that would chase that fish down.
For some,
is
yes.
that what you're trying to say?
For some fishing, you would you can drag a line like that. Otherwise, you throw your lure where you want it.
Yeah.
So you cast it out, and then you reel it just back to you, obviously.
And that's the motion.
Yes.
And you're more stationary. You're not out on a boat.
Lately, I've been more stationary because I don't have a boat, and I've just been fishing ponds. I've just been doing some shore fishing. But I fish on a boat, plenty throughout the year.
Yeah.
So I do both.
Nice.
Yes.
You ever ice fish?
I have never ice fished.
That seems like it'd be fun and dangerous, but fun.
It does. It seems like I think part of the ice fishing experience is I am in a shack having a beer away from everybody.
Right.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Away from your old lady.
Yeah. Yeah. You like guys who use the term old lady?
I don't particularly care for it, but it's I'm entertained a little bit.
It's not. What would a woman say? What's the female version of old? If she's talking about her husband.
No, I've heard
my old man.
Yeah, the biker chicks say,
They do?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I like
my
that,
old
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Because you'll hear old man about a guy's dad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but nobody ever calls their mom an old lady.
No.
A lot, man.
Yeah.
No, but they do call their wives old ladies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that a lot of those guys go to Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a old lady section.
Not everybody in Bass Pro Shop will call their wife an old lady, but everybody who calls their wife an old lady goes to Bass Pro Shop.
Is that
Bingo.
right?
Yeah.
As opposed to Cabela's? Or
Yes.
Okay. Well, you've done the research. I don't know.
I love it. I'm still learning a ton about it.
I was going around looking, they have all this apparel and all this stuff. And at one section, there was a big sign and it said casual. And I'm like, everything in this place is pretty. If this is casual, what have I been looking at thus far?
Right.
Well, they do have the tuxedo t-shirts.
Yeah, the tuxedo, the bow tie, casual. I'm like, are you kidding
Those
me?
t-shirts, that you can get. Man, these bass bites are pretty good.
Real good.
Uncle Buck's bass bites.
Yep.
Yeah. Sean, you don't care for them?
No, they're good, man. Yeah, I like them. They do remind me of Cracker Jacks.
But nothing like them.
Are you a little sour?
See, now he's just picking a fight.
Yeah, he's been on.
Now this is where I start to lose it. I've been a patient man for the last 3 episodes.
Buckle in, Josh.
And to say there's no resemblance to Cracker Jacks.
Don't be a patient.
None.
Say what you want to say.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
gave you that they both have caramel.
But he's like nothing like it. Like that. But that means it's like it. That's all.
In the grand scheme of just the world and things being similar, yeah.
Here we go.
You're not wrong.
What are we
Someone
talking
who
about here?
If you love Cracker Jack, you're gonna love.
There you go.
I wouldn't say that.
I
If
wouldn't
we
say it
were
at
talking
all.
about fiddle faddle, I would maybe agree.
Yeah.
What is
Cracker
I don't
Jacks
know if
doesn't
fiddle-
taste like that, man. I don't like Cracker Jacks that much, man.
I'm kind of with you. I don't like them
care.
either.
I mean, if I'd rather
All right,
just
fair enough.
go get some caramel corn.
You guys don't like them?
I don't really like Cracker Jack, no.
Mm.
Or fiddle faddle, or there's a third one.
I don't know fiddle.
Oh, there is a third one.
It was the one my grandparents got all the time.
Really?
Crunch and Munch?
Oh,
Crunch
yeah,
and
yeah,
Munch.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crunch and Munch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Boy, that might be a topic for you guys. Those.
Crunch and Munch.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though.
Sure.
What about that moose crunch?
Oh yeah.
I'm unfamiliar with it.
Oh,
Are you familiar with it, Sean?
it's the best
got
thing you'll
nothing.
ever eat. It's like chocolate covered caramel corn. Moose Crunch, I believe. Am I right?
Yeah.
Is
Randy,
it
you wanna
like a
pull that up?
corporate brand thing or like a local?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a corporate brand, Sean. I think it's like it comes out at Christmas a lot.
But you can get it anywhere, is what you're saying.
Well, I don't know about that, man.
Moose Crunch.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, Moose Crunch, man. And I would definitely go.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Yeah, Harry and David. It's a Harry and David product, which is a Christmas thing.
Those two.
Yeah, and it's I would definitely get the dark chocolate Moose Crunch, and maybe with sometimes there's a little peppermint in there too, man.
Harry and David are trying to adopt a kid.
Is that right?
Yeah. Hey, we're rooting for you, fellas.
Yeah, that's. I had no idea.
It's a brave new world, isn't it, Greg?
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Let's do some fun facts on that note.
Oh, and one fun fact, I gotta clarify this.
Yeah.
Greg took a shot at me saying that I am against rounding up. I am not against rounding up. I have a joke in my act where sometimes I'll tease corporations that make billions of dollars why they can't match up to $1 of what you're putting in. And it's more in comedic effect. Greg's like, oh, but like Sean's against it. Like, not like against it to like, oh, how dare you, Josh? You just gave him 14 cents. You're a horrible human being. Not that.
Or
here we go.
I was leading you into your joke. I was trying to let you do your joke, dummy. I know your act. I think it's a funny joke, especially the part when you say, I want to round down. I was leading you into your joke.
I didn't know you were doing that,
Yes.
and I sincerely apologize.
Oh, dude, I bet
I sincerely apologize. I thought he was literally just picking on me on the fact that I thinking that I didn't want people to think I'm some like cheap, horrible person that doesn't like
They think
donate
they're a
the
horrible person already.
That's
The
not
sheep,
true,
I
man.
don't know.
I bet that
people
round
like
down
Sean.
part, I bet hits hard.
That's so
It's
funny.
a funny bit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And you
It's
just let
a
him
funny
And
bit.
I'm apologizing. I didn't know that was his.
Well,
thing.
let's
Well,
hit
you know
the
what?
bit. Hit the bit.
No, now
Wait,
you can't.
what?
No, now you
Oh,
can't,
yeah,
you
now
can't
you
do
can't.
that to him.
Now
You can't
it's
make
all-
him do the bit
okay.
now. Come see us.
Don't tell your audience that. Every comedian loves it when you walk in and say, "Please tell me a joke."
Yeah.
Just yeah.
That's how Greg gave
don't
me
train your audience.
You know what? If you're going to do this, I'll tell you what, man. You know what'll break a comedian is getting on the Bob and Tom show, and the best way to get on is just call Josh. If you just reach out,
You know
he can
what?
get any comedian on the
Works
Bob and
for
Tom
that
show.
Josh Arnold.
He can.
He's
Just-
on Instagram.
This is how
Yeah, you want to give his email address, Sean?
I would have. I don't think he
when
did.
we were doing
Give his
that
number.
earlier, we were doing. Oh yeah, if you want a headline, talk to Greg. If you want to be in the band, talk to Tim. If you want to get on this funny phone, talk. In my head, I swear, I was like, oh, I'm impervious to this. They got nothing on me.
No, this is
Yeah.
the worst. Because all that other stuff, they don't really want that bad. But Bob and Tom, these guys are going to call you. Yeah, these idiots will call you.
Jeez.
Yeah, just call Josh. And
Yeah,
just,
that's fine.
The best thing to do is, man, if you could see him in person in the grocery store, just start doing your act. That's
Go
what's
right
right.
into it. He loves
Yeah.
it.
No, I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, dude.
I would love
And I think I've got some. Sean can attest to this at least, if not. When somebody was coming up to me and started getting like, let's say I was hanging out at the Funny Bone and an open micer came up and was running a bit by me, I was more tolerant than anyone in that place. Way more
But
tolerant.
What if they were sneaking the bit in?
I would call them out,
Okay.
and it solved everything. Because we all know there was one guy in particular who was famous for that.
Oh
Just
man, there's
sneaking the
about
bit in?
5 right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I would go, hey, wait, are you running a bit by me? And they would go, yeah, I'm thinking about doing it. I'm like, okay, next time just tell me, that way I can listen in that mode.
Yeah.
And that's what they would do.
Yeah.
So, because then I wouldn't resent them for doing that to me every time I saw them.
Towards the end of your tenure in St. Louis, when I was living in New York, you were like, you were like top dog.
Yes.
At the open mic. Okay.
He got harassed.
You were despondent towards the end. You would call me and be like, I can't go anymore.
He'd have a little hiding spot.
He did, man. You were like corner
you found
office.
because they just wouldn't leave you alone.
They wouldn't. And I was also more despondent. They're like, oh, my buddies, like, we're not even hanging out. Like, it got in the way of like hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah.
People, wanted to talk to the great Josh Arnold. No, it's true though. But I remember.
Josh said that. Josh said that my bit was pretty good.
That's a true. Yeah, I remember witnessing that.
Yeah.
Because I would be sitting over there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you went and
And
hit.
guys would walk up.
All
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was,
And,
everybody was like, "Oh, tell." Or if somebody would share a joke and somebody else be like, "That's good, man. You should go tell Josh."
Yeah. Run it by
Josh,
Josh.
go tell. Yes. And I remember you being, and you were always very polite
Josh
with
is a
everybody.
very kind human being.
But I remember that it was wearing on you. And then a few years later, dealing with some of that, I remember being like, oh, Josh.
But you know what's nice?
Josh.
I don't remember it wearing on me as much as you guys are saying. So I think that's a nice thing about human being. Like,
that you.
I don't remember it being that awful.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
It was wearing on me how much it was wearing on you.
We were having a hard time.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was really getting to me.
Talk about a cruel move, man. How about Greg? Why don't you just tell the world how I got my first MC week with Greg Warren at the Funny Bone? Cruel, despicable.
Oh, this is so good.
This monster, him and Matt Behrens, the booker, they're like, I'm just doing open mics, guest spots, open mic or guest spots. Never been on a paid week, and they, it's the end of a show, Sunday night. They pull me aside, like, hey man, we want to talk to you. I go, great, and they're like, we're thinking about having you MC for Greg's week. I'm like, whoa,
huge.
This is bonkers.
Yeah.
And then Greg's like, couple things we have to just talk about. And I'm like, all right. He's like, man, I don't know. He goes, you need to run your act. I'm like, yeah. I mean, like on this show, of course. Yeah. They're like, no, like now.
Yeah.
I'm like on stage. They're like, no. Like right now, like we're at the podium, just hanging out in the lobby.
Right in the bar.
Like literally do the jokes you would do.
Matt and I were like, well, all right, let's go ahead and let's see what you're going to do.
I'm panicking. I'm like, you want my opening bit? They're like, yeah, just do it. And I'm like, well, how you guys doing? Well, my mom's on Facebook.
We cut him off quick, man.
Man, they broke that. I did attempt it, man. I did. I remember because I had some dumb thing about Facebook.
Yeah, you did.
And I was like,
so anyways, and we're like,
so like,
we're just kidding. We're not.
There's a like button on Facebook. That's obnoxious. Should there be a thumbs down? Whatever it was.
Yeah, we did that.
Pukable.
That was bad.
No, that's good though.
I think we did that.
Happy and
we
mad
did that because some guy made Matt do that one time.
Oh,
it was some headliner actually did. So yeah, we didn't. Yeah, that was. I had this friend, Dave Lease, funny comic. I don't think he's still doing it. He's in Baltimore, but he was an LA guy and he went on the road with me. He'd never been on the road. He's a pretty funny guy. And we went to the club in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And it was like, it wasn't Jesters. It was something like that though. But they had the Jester. And I think, and that was their signal, was the court jester with the things coming out of their head.
Right.
Yeah. And I go, hey man, they tell you about the mall thing? He's like, this was Thursday night, first night. He's like, what? I go, you got to put that's what the feature act does. The feature act has to put the jester outfit on and go to the mall and do his act so we can get people to come to the show. He goes, what? I go, yeah, man, it's the road. That's what you do. And then he thought about it for a long period of time. He goes, do I have to be clean? I go, yeah, man, it's the mall. What do you think? You're going to be dirty at the mall? You're going to be dirty. That was great, man. You got to put the jester outfit on and do the thing at the mall.
I did short form improv for a little while at a club in a mall.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. President.
And they made us do that. They would go to drum up business for the club. You guys go down and do an improv game in the food court.
Oh, what around here?
Union Station.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you had to compete with the fudge guys.
The fudge guys, you can't.
There's no competing.
There's no competing with the fudge guys.
Now, thankfully, we were on another level, but there's still no competing.
Yeah, they were level 1 improv. You were level 3 improv, right?
That stuff
you'd made it through the that is, man, levels. That's what improv is all about.
They love their levels, man. Yeah.
And then they'll start over. You like get through I made it through level 8 and I'm not famous yet. And I haven't given the improv school all of my money. And they'll be like, well, yeah, but you haven't entered the writing program.
right. I know you know me. I have a soft spot for improv.
No, I actually do too.
Yeah,
I actually went to Improv Olympic in LA, and I really enjoyed it.
Dude, one of the best places. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I make fun of improv.
Of course. Well, it's
Just like Sean, I make fun of Sean. I
Thank
love
you,
him,
buddy.
I love you. I like you way more than improv.
Love you
But
too.
I don't.
I don't. I like you more than improv.
But
I'm a good person. Care
I do.
about people
I
more
like
than
you.
the thing.
I like you way more than improv. But I don't hate improv. It's actually it's fun. To
Oh,
make
you
fun.
like me more than improv.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought you
that
said you
was
liked
a
improv.
You just completely misconstrued what I said.
I
Just
did.
like when I was trying to set you up for a bit. And
I
you
did,
just
man. I didn't know
teed
that's what
off on me.
I did apologize.
I
He
know
did.
that's the
He
first
did.
time
I
you've
did.
apologized on this show, and I
I did
appreciate
apologize. I thought
Wow.
I just thought he was making me look like a jerk. Like I'm a charitable
No.
person.
No, you do that on your own.
I'm very
Fine.
charitable. I'll buy.
Tim, you want to get to fun facts?
I would love
Make
to.
them fun and make them factual.
You got it.
Good call. Good call.
Just the way it says, man.
Yes.
Whenever somebody quotes on Bob and Tom will go, this comes to us from U.S. News and World Report. And I know him. I always go, I like that because they have news from the U.S. and a report from the world. He can't stand me.
Just kidding. Ugh.
Yeah. They're very helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Fun facts, here we go. Any student enrolled in Springfield Public Schools before their 5th grade year can apply to be in the Wonders of the Ozarks Learning Facility program, and 23 girls and 23 boys are randomly selected. The lucky few can attend the school for an entire year taught out of the Wonders of Wildlife Education Center, just right next to Wonders of Wildlife.
There's always a wonderful irony when somebody mispronounces the word education.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it is. It is. I trip over words more than anybody on this podcast, so I can't. Tim's usually the smoothest.
Yeah.
Him is definitely the smoothest.
This
I'm
is a-
definitely the dumbest.
Word-
Without
I'm the
question.
dumbest.
It's later in the day than we normally do this.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's
I'm going-
almost midnight.
I'm going through some things.
Anywho.
Students can learn about wildlife.
Get him out of here.
It's a program. I mean, Springfield, Missouri, obviously
Makes perfect sense.
not the biggest town, but it is the 3rd biggest in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. It's bigger than Columbia, Jeff City. And I mean, yeah, Bass Pro just runs the place. So all kinds of different programs and stuff they're giving back, and it's a big part of the education system down there.
See, practice.
The
How'd you like
largest,
that?
yeah, nailed it. The largest fish inside Wonders of Wildlife are the Atlantic Goliath grouper,
You're a grouper, yeah, sure.
who lay low inside the out-to-sea habitat. Weighing in at more than 400 pounds, these are the biggest fish in the entire aquarium.
Miriam there.
Even cooler, Johnny Morris and his longtime fishing buddy Bill Dance caught these incredible fish. The actual ones in the place, Johnny Morris himself caught those fish.
Oh, no
That's
kidding.
cool.
That is cool.
That is cool.
Bill Dance is a legend, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
who's he?
A professional fisherman and TV host. Do yourself a favor at some point and look up Bill Dance bloopers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a real trip. Yeah.
Because he's funny or he gets angry?
A lot of clumsiness. A lot of, and after a while you'll go, okay. You didn't.
He's leaning into it.
Yeah. You
That's
didn't
great.
have to fall in the water.
It's like
Yeah.
Johnny tanking his second joke on all the monologues.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Is he the most famous fisherman?
Oh, probably most well known in terms because of the TV exposure.
I was going to use him in that fishing joke that I have that I shot on the special, but I went with Winkleman because it's a funnier name. Babe,
It is a
Babe
funnier-
Winkleman is a funnier name.
Yes.
To me.
Yeah.
And my
yeah.
uncle had a connection to Babe Winkleman. So
Oh, no kidding. And
Yeah.
people are going to laugh hearing Winkleman no matter what, really. It's a real cheat.
I'll say I recognize Winkleman, and I'm not familiar with Bill Dance. So, inside Bass Pro sits a replica of the original store Johnny Morris started selling bait and tackle from. Not every piece of his father's liquor store is a replica. The doors and shingles from the roof are the originals from the store.
What?
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
I can't
there's
picture
some
that.
guys. There's a fifth of Jack in there. No, sir, it's just a replica. It's not really a liquor. All right, give me the fifth of Jack.
Sorry. Look,
I came in here.
this lady's waiting too, and it's a deer head.
Waited to stage a revolt.
A pelican with a damaged wing was deemed non-releasable and sent to live at Wonders of Wildlife. Howdy is his name. Howdy's wing is damaged in such a way that it looks like he's always waving at the aquarium's guests.
Oh, but really he's in agony.
Yeah, totally. Somebody help me!
Yeah. He's just putting me down. Oh, look, honey, he's waving to
There's
us.
Howdy.
Isn't this cute?
The big lawsuit with Minnie Pearl against this bird.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Howdy.
Man, oh man.
That was a long way to go. Huh? You don't care for it? I
loved it. I felt like I was at the church itself. Isn't that what they call it? Howdy. You guys have both performed there, haven't you?
At the Grand Ole Opry?
Yes, yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
No. I was at the
Ryman.
The
Ryman.
Ryman.
yeah.
So not where that started, but
Right.
I've not been on the Grand Ole
Right.
Opry.
Is the Ryman the church, or don't they call it the old something church?
The Ryman definitely feels like a church. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's probably
I don't know
Ryman.
the Opry.
Yeah.
It's like that. The
It's
windows.
got even kind of pews, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's pews. Exactly.
yeah.
It's pews. It's
Okay.
really, really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've not done the Opry. I've done the.
Oh, I love that both of you guys have done that. That's both those places. It's awesome.
Can't get you on, buddy.
Well,
You know what you do?
I know Reno Collier.
Yeah.
I can get on.
Okay.
No, we can't.
What you reach out to Sean is what you do. That's
Oh, really? Yeah,
Sean's booking
I mean,
the Opry
yeah.
now.
And the Hollywood
I got
Bowl,
the
right?
open mics. Yeah, that's my side project. We're not talking about it. I don't really get into that right now. But.
You guys want fish facts? Can I interest you in fish facts?
Sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The biggest fish ever caught on record remains a 2,664-pound great white shark that was caught in 1959 by Alfred Dean of Erimple, Victoria. He used a porpoise as bait
Whoa.
on a 130-pound line.
Wow.
No one's caught one. 1959 is that's crazy. It feels like verification process has maybe changed.
You calling
Since then.
Alfred a liar?
I see what you're saying.
I don't know anything, but it just in most things.
How did he get that in?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
How do you reel that in?
And how confident are you to be like, I'm going to use a porpoise
Yeah.
as bait, and we're going to go from here.
You're going for something big. if you're-
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Fish are the oldest inhabitants on Earth. Fish have been present on Earth for the last 450 million years.
That's a lie.
They were present long before the dinosaurs roamed the Earth.
Fake science.
Do your own research. There are 30,000 species of fish. There are more species of fish than mammals, amphibians, reptiles, and birds put together. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Water covers half of the surface of the planet, leaving fish lots of room to develop into lots of different species. That's why. There are probably thousands more species of fish that we haven't even discovered yet.
Of course. Haven't we only looked at 5 to 10% of the oceans? Isn't it? It's an astounding number.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really?
There's all
Yeah.
kinds of things out
What do you
there.
think's down there?
Monsters.
Really?
Probably monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Man, I'd like to. I wonder. I'm trying to use. What kind of crazy fish that we're missing out on?
Oh, dude.
Pretty cool. I bet.
Because think of the crazy fish that we know of and how crazy they are.
Yeah.
They look alien. They're aliens.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But that's
Wasn't
it.
that Ozzy Osbourne song?
Crazy Train?
Crazy Fish was no.
Boy.
Yeah, I know.
That
I
is-
know.
It would have been so much fun if you hadn't have stepped on it with Crazy Train.
You think so?
Yeah. No, I think it would have been so funny. I think you guys would have been carrying me out of here.
No. No.
We would have just ended the podcast. He did, and then he did that Crazy Fish
It
joke.
just shares the word crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. As a matter of fact, as I was in on the cruh of that joke. I realized that was kind of the case,
Yeah.
and I still went with it, man. You got to take swings.
Wasn't Crazy Fish the name of the sushi restaurant above the Funny Bone?
Drunken Fish.
Oh, that's
Drunken
Drunken
fish.
Yeah.
Fish.
There's crazy bowls and rap.
that Drunken Fish goes to that Bass Pro show.
He did.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
Listen, drunk and crazy are not the same thing. They're often
Yeah.
in the same person.
Right.
Isn't it funny watching a movie when somebody plays a drunk guy? I was watching Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
and those two guys in Groundhog Day at the bar with Murray.
Comics, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think yeah. I don't know
Two
the name,
comics,
but
yeah.
gosh, man, it makes me laugh so hard.
They're both
It's-
great.
Yeah,
It's
I
Rick
can't remember.
Overton.
Yeah, right.
And
The guy from the Burbs.
Yeah,
and
he's a great-
He passed away.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Rick,
it's-
and Rick,
yeah.
I never met the other guy, but and that we should know that guy's name because he's such a
I know,
great
but
guy.
it's kind of a long, weird name.
Rick Overton is just one of the nicest guys, man.
I love
Yeah,
hearing
he's
that.
so
He was
funny.
one of the two. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically Murray's like, "There's no tomorrow," and he's like drinking his beer. He's like, "We can do. I didn't think we could keep drinking forever. No tomorrow."
He's the
know if he
guy.
said that, but
They're the guy. The first time I ever heard a waitress drops the dish in the diner and he goes, "Put that anywhere, pal."
and then they clap.
Yeah, there's those guys. Hey, put that anywhere, pal.
Oh man, top 5 favorite movies.
Hey, Randy, would you mind checking that out? I feel like we need to do that because that guy he was a comedian too.
Yeah, I just saw him in
Two Guys at the Bar in Groundhog Day.
He's in Die Hard 2.
And I
Also,
can't believe
I just
he,
saw him.
he
in
was
that.
around L.A. when I was there. Like he was,
Okay.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Real likable character actor.
Larry.
Okay, those are all the. I
Pull up the.
Try
IMDb.
harder, Randy.
I can do it.
yeah,
Please.
and actually, The Burbs might be a better because
Rick Dukeman.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
All right.
There you are.
Got it.
Yeah.
Without
Nice
Randy.
work. Good job.
That guy was fantastic.
Rick Dukeman, yeah, and a great guy. Canadian, I believe.
You met him?
Yeah, either I was around him or I met him or
Yeah.
my friend Cecily.
Yeah.
She knows him, I think.
Oh,
And
no
he was
kidding.
when I was, I was like early 2000s, I was living in LA and he would show up every now and then.
I think he passed away.
I think you may be right.
Man.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know who plays another?
Sorry, Randy, I didn't mean to. I was mostly kidding.
Playing drunk is one of the hardest acting. You know who's great at it is Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yes. He plays one of the best drunks. I've in A Few Good Men and in
Yeah.
Cocktail?
No, you would think though.
Yeah, you would.
But he wasn't drinking.
Jerry Maguire.
Oh,
He shows
yep.
up at her house drunk, and
Yeah.
he is as realistic a drunk. It's
It's
great.
so hard.
he's
all
really-
right.
So hard.
It
yeah.
is hard.
Yeah.
What's his name? Nick Cage in Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah, he's fantastic
Yeah.
too.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he did a thing where he would actually just get completely wasted and videotape himself, and then he went back and watched those
Really?
videotapes. Yeah,
Cage did?
yeah.
Really?
Which I think is completely fair. You know what I mean? You want to get that
Okay.
role right.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
it's fair. I
Yeah.
just may be a little dangerous.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy. but
Develop a taste.
What's method acting? What does that mean?
that kind of thing. Or
you,
if
you
you're
live in the character when you're not filming. Is that what
if
it
you're
is?
supposed to be, that'll do that. Or that's part of it. If you're supposed to be really tired, you can stay up for 3 days. You just really get into it.
Get it. Okay.
Yeah, or you like people show up to when they're off camera, they act, they stay in the
Right.
role.
Yeah, he stays-
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like
they're
when Jim Carrey
Jared
did-
Lowe is way, or not Jared Lowe.
Jared Leto.
Leto,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jim Carrey, when he did the Andy Kaufman movie, he just lived as Andy Kaufman for.
Aha. As we said earlier.
Aha. Aha.
We sure wrapped an awful bow around this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Anybody wants
I
some,
should have said that.
that's
Some
fine.
my fake Cracker Jacks that nobody agrees with.
Nothing
Good.
like Cracker Jacks. Not even a bit.
Yeah, it's more like Cheetos.
I mean, not a peanut to be found.
No peanuts. There's not a prize in here.
There sure is.
Yeah, now you're no arguments here.
That's enough. You guys know about pufferfish?
I do know about puffer.
This is pretty. I did know a little bit
30
about
bags
this.
of those looking for prizes.
Bag 14.
What the heck is this?
I'm out of here.
Pufferfish.
Take
Put that
it easy.
anywhere,
It's not
pal.
Yeah,
thirst
sure,
trap.
Mike.
Hey, the table's safe.
Man, we had 4 jokes out of
Yeah. Pufferfish makes for a dangerous meal in Japan. They're served as a delicacy. The fugu, they call it. Pufferfish's flesh is very poisonous, with a single pufferfish having enough poison to kill 30 people. It has to be prepared with great care. So this is a big
I would imagine.
It must be so good, or part of it is just that kind of thrill. Pufferfish chefs, if you're going to prepare pufferfish, you have to have a license. There's a special license. The license certifies them as having completed government-regulated training on the proper preparation of fugu. The final exam for their training involves making a complete dish of fugu and then eating it themselves.
Oh, okay. So they have to
Wow.
really
Yeah,
test
they
it out.
gotta, yeah.
If
Food
they're
guinea pigs.
unaffected, they pass.
It's like what dads do when they want some fries from their kids. Oh, I got to give this a test. I gotta make sure
it's not poison. If they're unaffected, they pass. If they are affected, whether fatally or not, they fail. Any restaurant that serves fugu must
So they're
publicly.
failing him after.
Yeah.
And by the way, you didn't pass.
Yeah.
Dead,
thought
Larry.
that-
You hear me?
Dead.
There's
I'm
corpses
sorry.
on the ground.
He didn't pass.
You got nothing to say for yourself, huh?
Fail.
If a restaurant serves it, they have to publicly display the chef's license so their customers know that they can safely eat the pufferfish.
I bet it's not good. I bet it's mostly a macho thing.
Totally.
Yeah, I think it is.
Drunken
man.
Japanese businessmen Yeah.
Why do they got to be drunk?
They're all drunk. It's a
Yeah,
sad
it's,
state of
come on,
affairs.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Stereotypes come from somewhere.
Yeah, jeez.
The truth.
So stupid.
I'll do one more here. Scientists have discovered that fish don't normally have the chemicals that our noses pick up as fishy smells. Those chemicals are only produced after a fish spends too much time outside of the water.
Is that right?
Yep. Even then, they must die first before their flesh starts breaking down and producing those chemicals in the process.
Yeah, I've never smelled fish, I don't think, in the water.
Yeah, sure. When you're swimming in a lake, it smells a little fishy.
I agree.
Man, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the math checks on that, Greg.
Maybe it's because fish have died in there.
And dead ones on the surface.
Or algae or something like that. Or maybe it's something else.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like an old shoe in there or something.
I've often seen cartoon characters catch those.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Daffy. It's got several shoes.
An old boot.
Yeah.
That was like a trope.
Yep. All the time.
Look at him. He
In
got a
those
boot.
cartoons. Yeah.
Who was just throwing boots in water back then?
A lot of people. And you get so excited. And it's just
Man, was
What's
that you?
going
is
on
that
here?
you?
Dude, what? I didn't move.
Your foot's way over there.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
mustard's
no,
on the
that must have been
floor.
Ah,
Josh.
boy.
It's not a euphemism.
Stop me, guys.
Yeah. How could it be you?
Next.
Dropping mustard.
Anna would have believed it was me.
Sorry, guys.
Josh Arnold.
We're gonna hear about that.
Josh
They hate our
Arnold.
table too.
Oh, yeah, they hate our
They do.
table.
Like
They don't
people who listen to the show. This thing they make fun of this more
Yeah,
than
they
me.
tee off on this table.
This
What?
thing garbage.
What's your take on?
Yeah,
the
how do you
surroundings
feel
in
about
here?
this place?
I think it's cozy. It looks, I was telling Randy, I had no idea he was that close.
That's what people always say.
That
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
very handsome.
Yeah, it looks
Devilishly handsome. Yeah. A real strapping man.
Yeah.
No, I think
Josh
it's
is
totally.
angling for a spot on Randyland.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
Randy
happening, guys.
Land's-
2025.
Randy
spin-off
Land's a whole
podcast.
deal.
Yeah.
It started as a sort of knockoff version of the board game, and now it's its own podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's basically going against Nateland.
It's a little looser.
Maybe I'll be the second guest on that too.
Sorry, man.
Really does stick in my craw.
Sorry.
Man,
Say.
Nickerson, he
Way better
killed.
than this,
Man,
right?
he was so
Yeah,
good.
I bet
He just roasted Greg, man. I mean,
He
he
did.
just dialed it, man.
Yeah,
Greg took it like a champ.
Sean loved it.
You guys look at the comments?
Not
Oh,
much.
yeah.
A little, not much.
No,
I get hit pretty hard, so
Uh,
you gotta be careful.
Tim reads them
I do.
usually, but we are not doing comments this week
No, not this week.
because
We're getting ahead of the game. We've recorded several, so we're all caught up. So there aren't.
we're
really
going
new
on
comments.
vacation for Christmas and New Year's, and there's a lot of travel. So,
But
So
don't
this-
worry.
and our buddy's in town. Actually, we weren't going to record this week, but our buddy Josh is in town.
Yeah.
and we had to get him.
I
Had to,
appreciate
He was our
that.
first choice for a guest
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
after
Couldn't agree
Nickerson. He was.
Of course, after Nickerson.
Again, if you want to get on the Bob and Tom show and just reach out to Josh,
Yeah.
That Josh Arnold
Just
and Tim
start doing-
Convey's email is
doing bits.
Oh boy, it happens. And I really have nothing to do at all with it.
You can get somebody on.
you could definitely get somebody on.
Come on, man.
So you get front of the line, at least.
You know what? But I don't.
Influence. Yeah.
I don't.
Why?
So
Why?
Conflict of
Selfish?
interest.
no,
Afraid they're going to be funnier than you?
there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Insecurity.
Oh,
Stay
massive insecurity.
Stay away from Nickerson, man.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the Bob and Dustin show?
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Are there any
that's-
rumblings of this?
Yeah,
That's what they're-
those people are.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I can still be on it, right? It's
How many?
What?
Yeah, it's kind of different.
What are you going on? Like 6 years over there?
8.
No
Eight.
way.
That's
That is
great.
bananas.
Yes.
8 years you've been hosting, co-hosting the Bob and Tom show, and it is, he's awesome at it. He's really, really awesome.
Oh, thank
Gosh,
you.
outstanding.
8
Thank
years?
you.
My God.
Yeah.
And then Greg, you go on once a week, right?
Ish. Yeah. I call in on Mondays, but it doesn't always work out with the travel.
Right.
We love it, man. We sure appreciate you doing that.
Oh, I have a ball talking to you guys.
It's impossible, as you know.
It's real hard.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly because it's remote. I'm on Zoom, and then
That
there's
makes it
a
impossible.
lot of funny people in there that are chiming in, and I'm not in there,
Right.
so
Yeah.
and then Tom can get off on a little bit of a tangent sometimes.
Yeah.
I respect that.
And Josh will call him out on. I'll have like worked on a report for them and wrote some jokes, and Tom will say something, and Josh is like, Tom, for the last 5 minutes when Greg was doing, were you just looking up something so you could
I mean, yeah, that drives me crazy. But I also know it drives Tom crazy when I criticize him for it. He does not care for it.
But he's a pretty good sport about all that stuff.
He
though.
really
if it's funny,
is.
if it's funny, he's a good sport about all of it.
And if something bothers him, if I make him mad, in 1 minute he's not mad.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So he lets things go. He's not. He doesn't hold on.
Inhumanly, it doesn't make any sense to me that like he could have been so mad at me and then 1 minute later not even remember it.
I love that. I love that. That's how I am with Greg. I'm so mad at him, and then like 5 minutes later, it's gone. Where he's like 2 days later, he's like, I'm gonna kill him. I've thought this over for 2 days, and I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, it takes a lot to really.
Look at a tip. Look at this thing.
It takes a lot to really make me mad, but when I do get mad, it takes a little bit. It's a little shorter nowadays. I've gotten way better at it.
I'm trying to think if I've ever made
What
you
if you went
mad.
to a furniture store, a discount furniture store, and there was monkey business going on? Would that make you mad?
Is this a Schweigangle thing?
Yes, man. It's for the listeners. Nobody's gonna. It was an old like furniture store in St. Louis, and they had a bit going. That would make me mad. At Schweigangle, there's no monkey business, and he would run around in an ape suit.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I love the Slyman brothers.
Yes,
Because they sat on the arch.
they sat on the arch.
And I remember talking about how much I love that to my grandpa, and he goes, I know one of the Slymans, and I thought he was a Slyman. I thought he was my grandpa.
I know a lot of the Slyman family.
Yeah, he
Yes,
does.
yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, they're all good wrestlers.
And then for a while there, Schweigangle, their bit was just these awful, silly commercials. And they knew that they were being real silly. But then Edward Young, remember this,
Lawyer?
like an insurance company?
Rodney D. Young?
Rodney D. Young
yeah.
really gave them a run for their money when it came to nonsense commercials.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some great work in that space.
This is how bad our family was at driving. At one point, my brother Matt called because we had so many accidents. He called, and Rodney D. Young would not insure our family. I said no.
That's a tough. That's hard to hear.
Yeah. This is rough. Is that all on the fun facts?
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, I sure appreciate you guys having me. Yeah, this is over,
buddy.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
a great
leaving.
time.
You guys can still.
I mean, we could do another hour if you want in, but
yeah.
you're the guest.
No, it was great. Randy, we're not going to air this one.
Follow Josh at Josh Arnold. Wait, at that Josh Arnold.
And email Tim at.
No, none of that.
Yeah, I'm only on Instagram. I have not embraced, and I don't know that I ever will, the full social media thing.
Yeah, I appreciate that about you.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I love it about man. I love it. I think it's great.
I should be better at it, but I just
No, you should.
because I really appreciate everybody that follows me. That's the thing. Like
Right.
I really like it does. Like it genuinely means a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
I know. People are like, I DM him all the time, and I don't look. I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that you took the time to do
It's
it.
not a two-way street. That's for sure.
GregWarrenComedy.com. Greg's at the Syracuse Funny Bone, January 10th through 11th. Springfield, Missouri, where Bass Pro, all this action happened, January 17th and the 18th. And then Sean and I, with special guest Greg on the Sunday show, will be at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone, January 16th through 19th. Greg will be joining us on the 19th.
Sweet.
TimConveystuff.com.
You guys, that you're three of my best friends, and I love you guys very, very much.
We love you,
We
man.
love
We
you
miss
too.
you.
We miss
I
you.
know. I really miss you
a lot.
guys.
And it's just
Yeah.
not the same. I have Heather instead of you, and it's terrible. It's terrible. I want you back. God.
Come back. Let's do
Yeah,
another one.
please.
For sure. Yeah.
For
Quit
sure.
the
Yeah,
show
please
and
do,
let's
man.
move back
Yeah.
in our 2-bedroom with wall to wall, please.
Man, it was good. It really was. We had a great setup.
We did. It wasn't bad.
Cheap. We had some laughs.
Oh,
Yeah.
we had some laughs, man. I had a Chucky doll in my bed one time. Josh loves horror movies, and I was gone for 5 days, and he was gone when I came back, and I went into my bedroom, and boom. Life size, or not life size, but whatever, 3 foot tall Chucky doll with a little freak me out. And then he put the thing literally in a corner, and I had to pass it for the 2 years living there. It spooked me out. It gave me the creeps. Ugh. It's the only reason I'm glad we're not together anymore is that
It scared Greg too, not because he was scared of Chucky. He was just afraid of what he had such a dork for a friend. Was it life-size Chucky?
We are the consumers. You have the right to charge your phone.
Go Bills.